Additional targeted support is a support category identified in the Michigan School Index. Schools are identified for ATS if they meet two criteria. One or more subgroups are in the bottom 25% for all index components that apply to that subgroup. This is the same criteria for targeted support and improvement, but to be identified for ATS, additionally, one or more student subgroups overall perform like a bottom 5% school. Let's take a look at an example. This school has been identified for additional targeted support. We can tell this from the red exclamation point in the support category. We can click View More for more information. When we click the View More button, we get the Reason tab. And we can tell that the reason that this school has been identified for ATS is that one of their subgroups, the African American subgroup, was in the bottom 5% of all of the schools. From here, we can get more information by clicking the ATS subgroup tab. When we click the ATS subgroup tab, we can see that both criteria were met. One or more of the subgroups had an overall index value in the bottom 5%, so we see yes here, and the school also has one or more subgroups with index value in the bottom 25% on all of their applicable components, so we see a yes here. We can scroll down for some additional detail. The first section is about the bottom 5%, and we can see that the African American subgroup scored below the 5% threshold of 23.8 with an overall index value of 22.35. So they received a yes. Additionally, there were other subgroups that also scored in the bottom 25% for all of the available components. And we can see that's true for our African American students, our Hispanic students, and our students with disabilities. So since both of these criteria were met, the school was identified for ATS. The supports for ATS schools are similar to CSI schools, but plans are submitted to and monitored by the district, not MDE. If a school is identified for ATS, the MDE will assign a liaison to support the school's district. A needs assessment will be conducted and a plan will be developed and monitored to address the ATS requirements. This MDE support will come from the Office of Educational Supports. ATS schools are typically calculated, identified, or exited every 6 years under the school index. For 2022, the U.S. Department of Education required Michigan to shorten the current ATS cohort for this round, and it has only been 4 years since the last round of ATS identifications. It is expected that identification will be on the 6-year cohort moving forward.